next to the Truckee River with Alan. Now, Alan has an amazing story, and he's going to speak about it, and he's actually willing to do a lie detector test. Alan?
Yes.
So what happened?
Well, it happened when I was 17 years old, and me and my friends went down to the river like we usually do, and just to swim and go off the rope and all. And Gary told me that he was going to go with Angie down to another location. And so as they already started going down there, I couldn't hear the footprints anymore. But then I heard something loud breaking of branches, and I heard something heavy breathing, and I heard something approaching me. And by the time I realized it was upon me, and I was going to go up a rope.
What was upon you?
It was a creature that was extremely big, and I decided that I couldn't escape by the river or the rope, so I knew I had to run by it, and I wanted to tell my friends about it because I wanted them to be safe. So I knew I had to run by this creature. And when I ran by this creature, the creature must have been probably about this tall, and it was muscular structure. And at that point in my time, I just felt so insignificant because I was so frightened, because I knew it could kill me easily. And not only just myself, but probably 20 men at the same time.
Right.
It was very strong and powerful and very scary creature. It had the nose came out like a dog's nose, but it had big eyes when it was looking at me, and you could also see in the eyes a little bit of redness. To me, it had a very evil look.
Yes.
And so I did run by it. It had like ears like a wolf. I ran by it, and I wanted to tell my friends, so I caught up with my friends, and I told my friends that we got to get out of here. There's something here. I'm really scared. And then Gary is saying, well, don't worry about it. It's probably just a little bit of your imagination. And just when he said that, and they were going to start walking to the river, he heard some heavy breathing. And when he heard the heavy breathing, he pushed Angie down to run to the car because he wanted to save himself. I picked her up, and I said, well, Angie, you go ahead of me, and I'll follow. And so we all ran to my van, and we got out of there. And I told my friends about it. So the next day, my friends said, oh, I told 12 of my friends, and they're all going to go down there and beat this thing up and get real tough with it, just to show me that it was really nothing to worry about. And so we went down there, and we went into the wood layer of where it was by the river, and it started getting up. And it started breathing. You could hear the breathing in it. Well, all those guys took off, and they were scared.
Except for you.
Well, I was running right behind myself. Because I'll be honest with you, I was scared as heck myself, because I already had a real close encounter with it.
Of course, you were already friends with it. That's why
I was probably, when I had to run by it, about as close as I am right now to where Zoe's standing.
Yes?
And so when I looked at it, I saw a really good view of it. Well, that night, we went over to the warehouse, and the guy at the warehouse wanted to know what we were doing, because he was patrolling, security was patrolling. And I said, well, I told him the story, and he said that he's seen this creature. In fact, he had drawn his gun on the creature and shot it several times. He said he thought he hit it, and it didn't faze the creature at all.
Wow, that's amazing.
And so since then, I've been curious about, because I knew the creature would have to move on. And I heard about a story in Utah about a rancher that was having problems, he believed, with a wolf.
Oh, Ellen, that story was actually in the newspaper that we're looking into finding verification about that, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
And so,
Yeah.
anyway,
Excuse me.
basically what happened to
newspaper
him.
was that in?
It was in the Utah newspaper, and we're working on finding that right now.
Awesome. So the gentleman, let me see. I'm going to cut right there.
Because they are stories that you would tell somebody they just couldn't relate. So when people can't relate to something, they think that it's either fabricated, which it's not, or they don't want to tend to believe what is really real. And so I know that I felt comfortable with Zoe being able to tell her what was going on, because there were very interesting stories, and I thought that the stories really should be told, because people really need to understand that there are some very unusual things out there in this world.